Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to share a story that has been haunting someone I met for the past few months. So I will tell his story from his perspective. It all started when I was on a road trip and came across a small town known as the Town of Whispers. It was supposed to be just another pit stop, but what I experienced there was far from ordinary. The first thing I noticed about the town was how quiet it was. It was as if everyone was hiding from something or someone. The streets were empty, and I only saw a few people walking around. I tried to ask them for directions, but they just looked at me and walked away. I shrugged it off and continued on my way. As I explored the town, I noticed something even stranger. The houses were old and run down, and it seemed like no one had lived in them for years. But the oddest thing was the whispers. I could hear whispers coming from every direction, but no one was there. It was as if the town was alive and trying to talk to me. I was starting to get a bad feeling about the place, so I decided to check into a motel. The motel was just as creepy as the rest of the town. The receptionist was a strange old man who didn't say a word to me. He just handed me the key and pointed to my room. That night, I heard something scratching at my door. I opened it, but no one was there. The whispers were getting louder, and I felt like I was being watched. I was starting to get scared, so I decided to leave the town the next morning. But when I tried to start my car, it wouldn't start. I was stuck in the town, and the whispers were getting louder by the minute. That's when I saw him, a man with a hooded cloak who was walking towards me. He had a blank expression on his face, and I couldn't tell if he was smiling or frowning. I tried to run, but he was getting closer and closer. I was trapped, and I thought I was going to die. But then, he just passed me by and disappeared into the night. I finally managed to get my car started, and I drove out of the town as fast as I could. But the whispers followed me, and I could still hear them even after I left the town behind. I tried to tell people about my experience, but no one believed me. They thought I was crazy, but I know what I saw and heard. I can still hear the whispers in my head, and I feel like I'm being watched, so that was my story. Or that's what I thought, but there's more. I couldn't shake off the feeling that something was following me, so I decided to investigate the Town of Whispers. I went back to the town and did some research. I talked to the few people who lived there and tried to find out what was going on, but they all told me the same thing, to stay away from the town and never come back. I didn't listen, and I continued my investigation. That's when I found out the truth about the town. The town was founded by a cult that worshipped an ancient deity known as the Whisperer. The cult would hold secret rituals and sacrifices to appease the deity, and they believed that the deity would grant them eternal life. But something went wrong during one of their rituals, and the deity was released from its imprisonment. The town was haunted by the deity's wrath, and the residents were forced to flee for their lives. The town was abandoned for years, but the whispers never stopped. People who visited the town would hear the whispers and never come back. The few residents who still lived there were too afraid to leave, and they were forced to live with the whispers and the fear of the deity. I left the town and never looked back, but the whispers still follow me, and I feel like I'm being watched. I don't know if I'll ever be free from the Town of Whispers and the deity that haunts it. So there you have it, the truth about the Town of Whispers. I hope this story has given you chills and made you realize that some things are better left unexplored. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life horror stories like this one. You can also type your own story in the comments if you want your story to be in one of our videos. Until next time, stay safe and be careful where you go. And always remember, the dead never truly leave us. They are always just a whisper away.